I'm Kimber Schaefer with Rage in the Cage, Oklahoma, and we're here at the Oklahoma Martial Arts Academy in Edmond, and we are so grateful that they were able to host these pre-fight interviews for us. And I'm also here with the Denny family. This family means the world to me. I met them when I was working at News 9, and I've always followed their story. As many of you know, Brandon and Rebecca Denny were injured in the Oklahoma City bombing, and Brandon's injuries were so severe that Jim Denny had to take off 11 years of work. And as you can imagine, 11 years equaled about $500,000 in wages that he lost, and it was devastating to their family financially. So I knew this was going on, and what we do as Oklahomans is we help. And Rage in the Cage Oklahoma is so proud to be able to help the Denny family, and we're proud to be able to have this event for them. Please join us April 19th, 2014 at the Oklahoma City Farmers Public Market at 311 South Klein, near downtown Oklahoma City. Tickets at Ticketstorm.com, any Metro Party Galaxy location, or at Vapor King in Oklahoma City. And also, like us on Facebook for all new information about Rage in the Cage. Look us up at Rage in the Cage, Oklahoma. Thank you so much for supporting Rage in the Cage, Oklahoma, and thank you for supporting the Denny family. We hope that you'll be there.
Be there.
Hi, I'm Kimber Schaefer with Rage in the Cage, Oklahoma, and we're here at the Oklahoma Martial Arts Academy in Edmond, and we are so thankful that they are hosting our pre-fight interviews for April 19th, 2014. Rage in the Cage 27 is an event that is stacked. I mean, we have a great fight card planned, but more importantly, this is a fundraising event for victims of the Oklahoma City bombing that are still suffering consequences from that tragic act from 19 years ago. And I'm here tonight with fighter Ken Coulter. And Ken, you are our main event, and you had opportunities to be on many other fight cards fighting for other organizations, but you wanted to fight on this card. Why is this so important to you?
Well, born and raised in Oklahoma. I remember this bombing. It's very close to me. When I was in elementary, I remember it shaking my elementary school, and no one knew what was going on. It was just like, oh my God, something's going on, get under your desk. And so I go through this, and now I'm grown, and I can actually make some type of difference. And so other fights to me didn't pose as much of a threat as far as showing who I was as a person. So I wanted to come out, show everybody that sometimes it's not always about money, but what you can do for someone else. And so with that being said, that's what drawn me to this fight card. It's not more or less, about money. It's about making a difference. I want to be known for that as opposed to also being a good fighter.
Right, and you just said something very important there. To you, you want to be known for your fighting capabilities, but even more than that, and more important to you, you are just a man of integrity, and you want to be known for being a man of integrity and being a good man, and that just speaks volumes about you as a person. Why is that so important to you?
Well, so many times you get people who make it places that, others are not even blessed to come halfway close to. And so for me, it is more or less, I want to remember where I'm from. I did have, I was born with everything. I've lost everything and got it back and lost it again. So, life turns, in ways we cannot control. And so for me to be able to hold my word with you guys, which is I made posts on my Facebook and things like that saying I wouldn't be able to participate in Rage in the Cage 26. And I'm sorry to all my fans, but I said I'd be back on the 27th, which is Rage in the Cage 27th, and it's tribute to the bombing victims, and I'm just blessed to be able to put on a show for people.
Well, we're blessed that you've been here with us, and really every fight that you've had so far in the cage has been for Rage in the Cage, and so, we couldn't be more grateful, and you've seen so much success so far. Even on your first fight, you won Fight of the Night, you won that fight, and you've won every consecutive fight after that. So how does that feel to have that much success this early on?
I was once told hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. I've always been talented. I've always been a captain of something, so it's not something that I, didn't think I could do, but more or less something I had to put my mind and heart to. It's one of these things to where I never gave my whole to anything, even to become a captain in football. Sucks, but I have to say it, had to be honest. But fighting, I give my all. I mean, blood, sweat, tears, I'm here. I work a full-time job. I have 2 kids, and I left the gym earlier today before I came here, and then I'm going to work late in order to do this interview. It's just more or less what's more important to me. And so this is an important event, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Well, we're happy that you're a part of it too, Ken, and I'm so blessed to know you. You are a great man, and I always enjoy our talks, and I enjoy getting to know you more and more every fight that you do for Rage in the Cage. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless.
I'm here with Kendrick Sloba, and Kendrick, you're fighting Jeremy Garrett on April 19th. And, you know, you've had a tough time in some of your fights figuring out this whole cutting weight and safely being able to do that, but then keeping up your energy for your fights. Have you figured that out yet?
Yes, I'm working on some new stuff I heard about from a couple of pro fighters, and I'm about to kind of test that out and see if it works.
Okay, well, good luck on that. And you've had 2 opponents here recently that have backed out last minute in your fights. So does that make you a little bit nervous going into this fight and putting all the training you have in and not knowing?
No, because if I didn't have these fights coming, this is probably what I do anyway. This is my life. It's all I do is work out and train. So it's a lifestyle for me.
This event is a special event, of course. It's a fundraising event for bombing victims, specifically the Denny family. What does that mean to you, Kendrick?
It means a lot. Like I said, I used to be in trouble when I was younger, so a chance to give back, it's like a real great feeling for me. Like I got a chance to fight in a Matt Grice fundraiser. It was a real good feeling. So anytime these events come up, I'll be more than honored to do it.
You spoke a little bit about your rough background and your childhood. How do you feel you've overcome that?
Just staying away from all the old stuff I used to do and just changing my life around and finding God. And I've been getting a lot of messages, so I think this is what God wanted from me.
All right. Well, I think so too, and we're so glad to have you on board. Thank you so much, Kendra. We look forward to seeing you fight on this card and your opponent being there this time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, everyone, I'm here with Thomas Chandler. He's going to be fighting Justin Sizemore on April 19th. And Thomas, this fight, how important is it for you?
I'd say it's very important. This is my debut fight, and I've been training real hard these past few months for this. It's a total switch from what I'm used to. So, and I've got a lot of people rallying in my corner, and so this means everything to me.
You said this is your debut fight, and you've only been training MMA for 4 months. Do you feel like you're ready?
Oh yeah. I'm a firm believer in my training and what my coaches have taught me. Just because this, 4 months of training, actual mixed martial arts, I've been fighting my entire life. So I'm gonna take a little bit of what I know, take what I'm learning, and I think I'll do all right.
And you've had a little bit of a rough past. You were a former meth user, and you were in prison for a time. How do you feel you've overcome all of that?
That's a tough question. A lot of times, you feel like you're never going to amount to anything because of the past. I've ran into some really good people out in my hometown, or not hometown, but Shawnee, and they've taken me in, and since then I've turned to the Lord, and I realized that the Lord forgive me for everything, and if He could take a broken man and make him into something beautiful, then there's other people that should know that love too, and so that's my goal here.
How important is your faith in your fighting? Does that go hand in hand for you?
Oh, it most certainly does. God gave us the heart of warriors, and as a strong Christian man, I carry that every day with me. Without the Lord Jesus Christ, I wouldn't have anything. He's the reason for my sobriety. He's the reason for everything that I do. So, when I think about the Lord, the warrior just comes to mind. So, yeah, they go hand in hand.
What about, this card is a fundraising event, and you're giving back to the community by fighting on this card. How important is that to you?
It means a lot to me. If you've been in my shoes and you've taken away from people what I've taken away from people, it's nice to give something back. It's nice to do something so selfless. The Bible says that there's no greater love than a man that lays down his life for his own friend. So for me to lay down my health for these people, it means the world to me, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I'm so proud of you, Thomas. I'm proud of, where you've come from to where you are now, and I'm just so excited to see the future. I feel like you have such a bright future. You've changed your life, and there's lots of things in store for you ahead. I just know it. So congratulations on everything you've done so far.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey Hey everyone, I am here with Julian Lernan, and he is fighting Nathan Trappinger on April 19th, 2014 at Rage in the Cage 27. And Julian, you have had quite the success so far. You're just 19 years old. You've already had 4 wins in the cage and 1 draw, and the draw won Fight of the Night at our last Rage in the Cage. How does it feel to have so much success so quickly?
It feels pretty great. It's a lot of hard training. My coaches are really good, and I couldn't do it without God because He keeps me going. He keeps me pushing on.
You know, you mentioned God and your faith. How important is that to you?
It's everything. He's first in my life, and then it's my family and training. So that's pretty much it with that.
All right. This event is, of course, a fundraiser for the Oklahoma City bombing victims. How important is it for you to be here at this particular event?
I think it's very important. I think it's really cool that I can fight in something like this and try to help give back and have awareness about their family and everything that happened with them. Because I know I was a little kid when that happened, so I don't really remember anything from it, but my mom always told me stuff when I was getting older. And so it's very heart-touching to me.
You were an infant when this happened. The bombing was 19 years ago, so you're just a little bit younger than some of the youngest victims. The youngest victim of the bombing was 18 months old, so the youngest survivor, I believe, was 18 months old. Let's move on. You have so much responsibility as a 19-year-old. I'm told that you take care of your grandmother who has had some health issues. How do you fit in your personal life, training to be a fighter, and taking care of your grandmother, and then maybe next year going to school?
Yeah, well, I'll take care of her during the day and take her to her physical therapy appointments. And then during the night, my parents will come over, and I'll go to work from 3 to 6. And after that, I go straight to practice. After practice, I'll come back home and take care of her. So that's how I fit that in.
And next year, you're going to try to fit school into that schedule.
Yeah, I'm going to try. She's been getting a lot better. So next year, she can probably be on her own, but I'll still be living with her just in case she needs any help. But I'll be going to the school during the day and then work in the evenings and then train.
You're normally a ground guy, and you're known for your ground game, but last fight, where you did win Fight of the Night, you against Kevin Gooden, you guys were banging those last 30 seconds. I mean, it was just an all-out war. So have you been working more on standing up?
Yeah, I've been working a lot on stand-up with my coach, Ian. He's really good, so I've been working with him and all my other guys on the fight team with my stand-up. This has improved a lot, I think.
All right. Well, you are a tough guy. I mean, at 19 years old, we're so impressed here at Rage in the Cage, and I know our owner, Mike Crawford, just thinks the world of you, and so we're going to be watching you. We know that you're going to go far, and we look forward to it. Thank you. Hey everyone, I'm here with Sean Bly. He is our main event versus Ken Coulter for Rage in the Cage 27. Sean, tell me a little bit about you as a person and you as a fighter.
Well, I mean, I've just been training for about 4 years. I come from an athletic background. Played basketball growing up and just tried my hand in grappling, at the gym and fell in love with it and kept coming and became more and more and just kept getting better and better. And
So you just started this as an adult, or did you wrestle as a kid, or?
I was 24 years old when I started, and I had no martial art background other than like 5th grade. I did like 3 months of Taekwondo, and that's my martial arts background before this. So I'm just a basketball player who decided to fight.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. So what are you looking forward to out of MMA? Are you looking for a career, or is this just for fun?
I mean, I love fighting. I mean, it'd be nice one day to make a career out of it, but I just do it for the love of it. It's just something I love to do.
What about you as a person? Are you married, kids? What do you do for a living? Those kind of things.
I'm actually divorced. I have a 6-year-old son named Zachary, and I get him about half the time now, and we just have fun together. He loves me, I love him. He's the reason I do this, and he makes me strive to be the best I can be, the best father, best person I can be.
It's amazing kids do that. What about your fight record? Have you been in the cage before?
Yes, I'm 1-0. My last fight was almost 2 years ago, so it's been a while, but I'm ready to get back in there.
So what was the big wait? Why did you wait 2 years?
I've had a few fights just kind of fall through, injuries and other just not materializing, but other just been doing a lot of grappling matches, grappling tournaments, but I've just bad luck and just hasn't happened.
Those things happened. What about your fighting style? What would you consider your fighting style?
I train mostly jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai is what I've trained, a little bit of judo and boxing and just a little bit of everything, but mainly it's Muay Thai and jiu-jitsu.
All right. Well, this is the first time we've met in person, and I'm certainly looking forward to seeing you fight on April 19th, and so excited to have you on board for your first fight for Rage in the Cage and for it to be such a special occasion and a special event. We really appreciate you for coming out for it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey everyone, I am here with Kevin Gooden, and he is fighting Jacob Bell on April 19th, 2014 for this important fundraising event. And Kevin, tell us a little bit about your fighting style.
Started jiu-jitsu when I was 19 and been doing MMA for the past couple of years, and that's about it.
What's your record?
1-0-1.
All right. Well, I definitely remember the last one with you and Julian Learned, and man, that was a war those last 30 seconds. You guys won fight of the night, and that fight, everybody was on their feet. That was a pretty amazing fight there.
It was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I was ready to keep going.
You were not ready for that to be over at all, I could tell.
No, ma'am, I wasn't.
All right. What about this fight? You pretty much doing the same training, or have you changed it up?
Yep. My opinion is the best gym in Oklahoma, so I got the best teammates, best coach. I don't need nothing else. Train hard. Hard work pays off.
Hard work does pay off. And how much training do you get in?
I try to be here every day, and if I can, twice a day.
That's awesome. Do you do cardio or just your martial arts? Do you run? What do you do as far as working out?
I used to lift weights and I used to run, but I found that everything I need is here, jiu-jitsu, and because, that's your weights, throwing another person around, and your cardio is boxing and Muay Thai, so I pretty much get everything that I need here, and my coach wouldn't let me fail, so.
Do you usually go in with a game plan, or you just go in and fight?
I don't have a game plan, no. I just know that I'm going to do what I know how to do.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to this one. After the last one, I tell you, everybody is looking forward to this fight, and we're so excited to have you on board. Thank you so much, Kevin.
I'm excited too.
Guys, I'm here right now with Wade Smittle, and he's going to be fighting Kelvin Simpson at Rage in the Cage 27. Wade, tell us a little bit about you and a little bit about your fighting background.
Well, I'm a 2-1 amateur MMA fighter. I fought out of OMA for about the past 3 years. I haven't fought in about 2 years now, but I've been training a lot of jiu-jitsu and some Muay Thai, and I'm ready to go out there and show my skills, show what I've learned. So I'm excited to get back in there.
What made you take that 2-year break?
I learn so much every day, so I kind of started when I didn't know that much, and I've learned so much since then. Just wanted to get better, wanted to sharpen my skills, and just want to be the best fighter I can be. So.
What made you want to be a fighter in the first place? Did you wrestle in high school, or what's your background in that?
No, I never wrestled in high school. I played hockey for about 12, 13 years, and when I got out of hockey, I just needed some kind of competition, some competitiveness, and that's what got me into mixed martial arts.
So what do you want to get out of this? What's your future in MMA look like for you?
Well, I want to have a few more amateur fights, and hopefully in the next year or two go pro and start trying to make some money doing this. I do a lot of jiu-jitsu tournaments, so that's my main focus right now, but I'm excited to get back in the cage and throw some hands and just show what I got. So,
do you have a full-time job doing something else, or is this?
I work at Henry Hudson's. It's a pub. It's on 2nd Street in Edmond. So if I'm not there, I'm usually here. So.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll have to visit you at Henry Hudson sometime. Do they still do karaoke there?
Oh, yeah. Every Thursday night. So.
I'm there for karaoke.
All right, cool. Love to have you.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it, and we look forward to your first fight for Rage in the Cage.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Kimber Schaefer with Rage in the Cage, Oklahoma, and I'm here with the owners of the Oklahoma Martial Arts Academy in Edmond. I have Jamie Meadows here, I have Seth Norman, and then I have lead striking instructor Mike Parker. Let's start with you, Seth. Tell us a little bit about your gym here.
It's just a place that we all like to come and have fun. Really, I think that martial arts is mainly like it sounds so cliche because so many people say it's like a self-expression. It's art, but to me, that's really the way I feel. This is just a canvas. That's why I don't like a lot of lettering and stuff around everywhere. It's just an empty canvas for people to come and perform their artwork. Yeah, MMA is a different beast of its own. There's a lot of I'm gonna go on a rant for a second, but there's a lot of I really love jiu-jitsu. I really love the art of Muay Thai. I think that there's a lot of crazy guys in the world that want to get in the cage and put them all together and give us all a show. I think that it's awesome that guys want to study so much and put their hard work into going out in the front of that cage and showing everybody their self-expression. So that's what we try to provide between Coach and I. We try to provide a strict environment here at the gym where keep people safe, but make people push to their limits, work really hard. So when they go in that cage and so when they go on the mats, they can perform well and kind of do their thing and usually come out on top. So.
Awesome. I'm going to go to Janie now. Tell me a little bit. You are in charge of the women's program here. So what does that mean?
Well, I'm a 4th degree blue belt under Robert Drysdale in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And so I work with a lot of the women. I feel like we have one of the strongest women's programs in the Midwest. We have so many women that are here on a regular basis. It's really neat to be able to come into a gym and know that you're not just going to only be working with the men, but you're going to also have a female to train these moves with as well. So some women are more comfortable with that. I don't mind training with the men. I actually train the men as well. But it's really nice to have a good female base to practice our moves and get better in the sport together.
Awesome. And I keep telling Janie I need to make it in here myself. Mike, tell me a little bit about what you do here at OMA and about you yourself.
Yes, ma'am. Mostly I just take a well-rounded approach to martial art. I think martial art ultimately is self-growth, is a vehicle for self-growth. I think you learn a lot about yourself through martial art. Martial arts makes the person. The person doesn't make the art. There's no superior art. It's just the superior person at the time. I think it's important to be well-rounded, to be able to deal with somebody who boxes, someone who kicks, someone who wrestles, someone who has weaponry, be able to deal with that. So, ultimately, like I said, it's a vehicle for self-growth, and you find out a lot about yourself and about others.
Tell me about your achievements in martial arts.
I'm a full instructor in Muay Thai under my instructor, Arjan Chai. He started teaching Muay Thai in our country back in 1968. So if it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be Muay Thai in this country. Guru Dane Asano, my colleague and Jeet Kune Do instructor. I'm a full instructor under him. I've been a boxing coach. Just well-rounded approach to things, and I try to learn from a lot of different instructors.
We can all have a lot to learn from you. Thank you so much for you guys all for having us out here tonight. We appreciate being able to do the pre-fight interviews here, and we hope to see you guys April 19th. Hi, I'm Kimber Schaefer with Rage in the Cage, Oklahoma, and I'm here with Sean Bly and Ken Coulter, our main event for Rage in the Cage 27 to be held on April 19th, 2014. Sean, what do you think about this one?
I'm ready, just ready to get in the cage. It's been a long time since I've been able to fight in the cage. I'm just ready to get back in there.
All right. Ken.
Well, as I said, I believe this is going to be a great fight. I heard nothing but great things about Shine and great things about OMA, and I'm just looking forward to it. I worked hard, coming up to this fight, probably harder than most, just knowing he was a tough opponent. So hopefully we can go out and put on the show.
All right. Good luck, you two. Thank you, and everyone, we'll see you there.
I would like to send a sincere thank you to Mixed Martial Arts of Oklahoma and to Mike Crawford and Kimber Schaefer, who we've known for quite a while now, since she was with Channel 9. And it seems at times a thank you just isn't enough, but I can tell you this thank you comes from Jim Denny, Claudia Denny, Rebecca Denny, and Brandon Denny, right from our hearts. It means so much to us after 19 years that these fighters and these people would reach out to us. Thank you very much.